And the urge regarding this matter. Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa moja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima. So kwa kifupi tunasema kwamba hakuna ardhi mpya ambayo inakatwa miti kule msitu wa Karura. Kile ambacho kinatendeka ni kwamba kuna ekari 3, sio 5, sio 10 ambazo zimetengwa kwa sababu ya ile tree nursery. Ambayo zimekuwa zinatumika mambo ya biotechnology TBPT program, lakini hakujakuwa kutumika kwa njia ambayo ina sawasawa. So tunafanya ile renovation kurekebisha ili tuweze kuwa na miche milioni 2 ambayo itakuwa sasa hiki ni kitengo cha kitaifa katika Karura, kwa sababu katika ule mwito wa rais wa kupanda miti bilioni 15 kwa miaka 10 tumekuwa na shida kubwa sana ya miche. Kwa hivyo ndio sababu tumeweza kuweka hiyo nafasi katika Karura ili tuweze kusaidia na wale maafisa wa NYS, vijana wetu ambao wanajitolea, wanagenzi hawa. Hakuna mahali pengine wanaweka isipokuwa pale kuna wale rangers kwenye container ndio waweze kutusaidia katika kupanda hii miche milioni 2. Sababu mara nyingi wakati tunataka kupanda miti hakuna miche ya kutosha. Kwa hivyo wale ambao wanaleta hizo porojo, sijui Karura inakatwa miti, sijui tunafanya nini, la hasha. Huo ni urongo mtupu na huu ndio msimamo wa serikali. Asante. Haya, cut. Tuendelee kwa hii nyingine ambayo tunazungumza kuhusu leo we want to issue the 4th joint press statement by the Multi-Agency Emergency Response Secretariat concerning what has happened in Nairobi, today being Tuesday, 10th March 2026. Life is gradually returning to normalcy in most areas affected by the floods following the heavy rains of 6th and 7th March 2026. Following the coordinated response efforts by the multi-agency emergency response team, as ordered by His Excellency President William Ruto, this agency comprises of agencies of both the national and county government. We have made very good progress through this emergency response team. However, we regret to announce that another 7 additional deaths have been reported, bringing the total number to 49 fatalities across the country. 4 people remain missing, with 4 others who are injured and are currently receiving treatment in hospital. The Nairobi City County government recorded the highest number at 27, followed by the Eastern region with 11, Rift Valley with 5, and Coast and Nyanza regions with 1 death each. Once again, as a government, we condole with the families that have lost their loved ones and assure all affected families of continued support. More than 9,033 households have been displaced. Nairobi region recorded the highest number with 5,260 households, followed by Rift Valley with 2,538, Central with 434, Nyanza with 415, Coast with 282, Eastern with 58, and Western with 46. The counties most affected include Tana River, Kilifi, Kwale, Taita Taveta, Narok, Baringo, Nandi, Makueni, Kitui, Tharaka Nithi, Marsabit, Meru, Kiambu, Kisumu, Kisii, Homa Bay, Migori, Wajir, and Nairobi. As a result, also we have a weather advisory. According to the Kenya Meteorological Department, the weather outlook for 10th to 16th March 2026 indicates that isolated heavy rainfall is likely in part in the highlands, east and west of the Rift Valley, the Lake Victoria Basin, Rift Valley, the southeastern lowlands, and the south coast. Fellow Kenyans, let us remain vigilant, follow official advisories, and take precautionary measures, particularly those living in flood-prone areas. Farmers are encouraged to consult agricultural extension officers for guidance on farming activities. The government is also closely monitoring the rising water levels at the Nairobi Dam and advises residents living downstream to remain alert. Those who are around the Nairobi Dam, a technical assessment of the dam is currently underway. The government has put in place several measures to support affected communities and to strengthen emergency response. The government will cover mortuary fees and funeral expenses for those who lost their lives in the floods. The Kenya Coast Guard Service has deployed 100 personnel in Naivasha, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Port Victoria, Turkana, Baringo, Lamu, and Mombasa to support rescue operations. And I remember we had a lady called Mtakai who has done a very good job as part of Kenya Coast Guard. We salute you, Madam Mtakai, wherever you are. You are a national champion and somebody to be proud of. A mobile rescue team of 8 specialized officers remain on standby for rapid deployment. Rescue boats have been positioned in flood-prone areas including Naivasha, Kisumu, Homa Bay, Port Victoria, Turkana, Baringo, and Lamu. On the 6th, 7th, and 8th March, rescue teams evacuated residents marooned by floods in Kisumu and Nyakach, including villages such as Nyangonga, let me pronounce properly, Nyangonga, Abur, Gul, Nyakware, Nyamalo, I don't know if this is Congo, and Sangorota in Kisumu. The National Youth Service has activated disaster response teams with cranes on standby. The Ministry of Energy is inspecting fuel storage facilities to prevent contamination, while a committee is assessing damage to electricity infrastructure. The government has confirmed that there is no shortage of fuel in the country. The Ministry of Health has issued advisories on possible diseases and the outbreaks and flood-related injuries and deployed surveillance teams to affected counties. Recent disease surveillance indicates 38 cases of Mpox, 199 cases of measles in Baringo, and 4 cases of anthrax in Nairobi. Response teams have been dispatched to contain the outbreak. We are very glad that we have some partnerships. The response is being coordinated in collaboration with the Executive Office of the President, where the Office of the Government Spokesperson is situated, the Ministry of Interior and National Security, Ministry of Public Service, Human Capital Development and Special Programs, Ministry of Defense, the National Disaster Operations Center, and the State Department for Special Programs, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock, Ministry of Water and Irrigation, Ministry of Energy, National River Commission, Nairobi River Commission. Of course, it is a national river, really, Nairobi River Commission. And it's very good to maintain our rivers. I was recently in India, and they're actually connecting all of their rivers together. And they are really maintaining them, like the Yamuna River, just near New Delhi. So it's a very good program there, led by, Chair Margaret Wanjiru Bishop and the whole commission, people like Chebichi and Amos Chege and all of the people who are serving there together with the CEO. And the county governments, led by their Council of Governors, National Environmental Management Authority, UN agencies including UNDP, UNOCHA, UN OCHA, UNFPA, and UNICEF. We're also happy to note that Kenya Red Cross is also very important in this whole exercise with their volunteers. They've also given us boats, World Vision, and the International Rescue Committee. Public advisory: the government urges citizens to cooperate with response teams and observe the following safety measures. 1, move to higher ground immediately if water levels rise and contact 999 on your Nyumba Kumi or your Nyumba Kumi leader. Let me repeat that. Move to higher grounds immediately if water levels rise and contact 999 or your Nyumba Kumi leader. Number 2, report power faults or fallen lines to KPLC toll-free line, that is 95551. Report power fault lines or fallen lines to KPLC toll-free line, which is 95551. Seek assistance at designated sub-county relief centers distributing food, water, and medical aid. Finally, the 4th measure is that you boil or treat drinking water and maintain proper hygiene. These are very important things. And also, don't be reckless. Avoid flooded roads. Don't drive. We saw people driving, on those roads, just as if they are, they are trying to show their heroism. Stay away from trees or open windows during thunderstorm. And of course, follow updates that we are going to issue from time to time, especially also from the Kenya Meteorological Department and all our official government communication centers. For emergency, contact 0800 721 571. 0800 721 571. This has always been our number for emergency at the National Disaster Operations Center, and also for Kenya Red Cross, toll-free number 1199. Toll-free number, Kenya Red Cross 1199. And for the county government of Nairobi, 020 222 2181. Let me repeat. Nairobi County Government, 020 222 181. And then St. John's Ambulance Kenya, 0800 722 540. St. John's Ambulance, 0800 722 540. You can also dial 719 Ministry of Health, or 0732 353535. Ministry of Health, toll-free 719 for any outbreak, or 0732 353535. Kenya itainuka, Kenya itasimama, Kenya itanawiri kwa moja na uzalendo. Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo. Je, wewe? Mimi ni Mkenya mzalendo daima. Asanteni sana.